officially made it into Germany, technically my homeland. My last name is German. Now before we get into real time for me, I need to backtrack a few days because I started in Munich where I stayed 2 nights, and then I went to Nuremberg for 2 nights, and now I'm in a quaint little town, and I'll tell you where that is after I catch you up on my previous nights in Germany. Munich was cool, but I think the reason why it didn't feel as cool as it should have is because I just came from Austria doing the ice cave, hiking, and then I got back into that city and I was in a weird funk. Plus the bus ride that I took from Austria to Germany, we got stuck at the border because someone ended up getting questioned and we had to wait for him, and it was over an hour, so that was a little frustrating. Which I did do a travel day on TikTok, so if you're not following me over there, I try not to do the same content. All my adventures are over here, and over there is more so my yapping. Instagram is cool photos. There are a few things that I repost on shorts and whatnot, but for the most part I keep it different. Anyways, I get into Munich. Train system is a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. Going from Austria where it was super easy to Munich where it was a little bit more confusing. As I was walking to the hostel, I ran into another girl and we were both trying to figure out where to go, and then we ended up checking in at the same time. She was in an all-females dorm and I was in another mixed dorm because I booked last minute. I've been kind of ending up in mixed dorms. It was a 4-person, there was no air conditioning. I was the first one to arrive and the bathroom was an in-suite, but the beds were comfortable, there was a fan, and yeah, it ended up being 2 other girls and 1 other guy, and I didn't even meet them until the night before I left. Since I met that girl, we decided to meet up downstairs to go get a beer, so we ended up doing that. I didn't really do much research about Munich, that's what I was gonna do, but then she was like, hey, want to go get a beer? You know, I went. We went to this giant hall. It was really cool. It was, you just sit down and people can sit with you, and it had live music going. We shared a giant pretzel and just talked. Then we went back. I just explored the next day. Of course I went into churches because how many churches am I gonna see in Europe? I feel like I should start tallying how many churches I go into because it's actually insane, but they're all so gorgeous. I also ended up paying to go into both towers. I wanted to see the perspective from different sides. I went into the street markets, I went into vintage shops because I am looking for a leather bag because my one tote bag tore, and then I was using the Urban Outfitters bag, but I have a mole right here and it kind of cut into this mole and then it did its own little cut. I've been trying to find a nicer quality bag, but then it decided to downpour, and I did have my umbrella, but I just didn't really feel like walking around, so I decided to get a beer. I sat down by myself and it was another style where you can just sit and people can chit chat. This guy came and sat next to me. I was in a little bit of a Debbie Downer mood because again, I just came from Austria doing thrilling things, and so this guy had no idea I was being a little Debbie Downer. I shouldn't have been, but I was. He barely spoke English. With what we could understand, we were laughing. Since I was almost done with my beer, I started to get my money out so I could pay, so I could leave, and I have so many coins because I give euro bills and then I always get 2 or 1 euros back in their coins, so I'm trying to get rid of these coins, so I'm literally having my hand, and he was like, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm getting ready to pay, and he was like, it's on me, and I was like, are you sure? And he's like, post. I finished the beer and I'm getting up, and then he goes to shake my hand and he's like, keep on living. The fact that he just said those words, I was like, I needed that. Since I like being around nature, I ended up going on the stroll. I heard someone say that it's bigger than Central Park. That was cool information that I just happened to overhear, and I walked that, and then I came across this place where surfers ride waves in the middle of a city. I watched that for a while. It was honestly very interesting to see. And then if you kept going down further, because where I started and saw it at the beginning, that's where the pros are. And then if you keep walking down, there's another section that has smaller waves, and those are the beginners, from my understanding, from what I saw. Oh, that's another thing. I have finally had their apple juice. It tastes like sparkling cider. So good. The other thing, I feel like Munich has been the dirtiest city I have been in since being in Europe. There was mice in the train station. I'm like, is this New York right now? And then I got on the bus to Nuremberg, and I originally wasn't going to Nuremberg and I was gonna come straight to where I'm at now, but it just worked out budget wise if I did 2 nights there and then 2 nights here, because I was gonna stay in a hotel and I said, Haley, no. Now for Nuremberg, since I got there early, I didn't want to go straight to the hostel because because check-in isn't usually around till 2 or 3, even though for the most part I would say I arrive around noon or 1 and I'm always able to get in, which has been super nice. There's only been one time that I had to wait until 3, but I got there at 2:30, which was in Salzburg, Austria. I decided, let me go to the laundromat. I haven't done a laundromat in Europe yet because I've washed all my clothes in the sink, and then when I stayed at a hotel, they had a washing and drying machine, and I had to get a specific coin from the front desk. So I get to this laundromat, and the way it works is there's a panel, and then there's all the machines, and you have to work off the panel to get the machine to work. So I put my money in, and then I'm selecting, I'm like, why is it not giving me coins? And it gave me back change, but not the right amount. So I was confused. When I first walked in, there was 2 backpackers, and then there was a guy who spoke English and Dutch. But as I'm trying to figure out the machine, a line started forming, 6 people behind me, and this guy's like, hurry up. And this person who could speak English and Dutch was trying to help me, and he spoke something in Dutch, basically telling the guy like, hey, it's broken, it's not working. Being that person, I'm starting to sweat because I'm like, get me, I don't want to be here anymore. There's a phone next to the machine, so if the machine's having issues, you call, and bless this guy's soul, he gets on the phone, and I was already accepting my fate that my $3.50 was gone. I would just have to re-put it in and do a different machine. No, this guy was like, I don't know what he was saying, but he figured it out, ended up working, and I sat there, and this guy that helped me ended up helping out so many other people, and there was 2 other Americans that came in. Almost everyone there could speak English, which was super nice. This guy was, I'm like, do you work here? Because if not, they need to hire you. I made my way to the hostel, and it was another mixed dorm. This one was an 8-person, and it was huge because there was 2 sections basically. You had 4 and then 4, and there was a table, no air conditioning, but honestly, it was fine. I feel like since the rain happened, it also just cooled everything down. And then I liked how the bathrooms were separate, and you had 2 showers, 2 stalls, 2 sinks, a bench, blow dryer, mirrors. It was nice. After I checked in the hostel, put my stuff away, I went and got food from the supermarket, and this is what I typically eat. I also went to a random park and sat down at a bench, and the bench said Jesus loves you, and I had to take a photo because it was just so cute. I ended up walking around. I got to this fountain, and there's these rings on both sides, and apparently if you spin it 3 times you can make a wish, or it's just good luck. I did that with the gold ring, and then when I was reading about it, it said that locals spin the other ring, so of course I had to go to the other side because I can't take any chances on my wishes. But that fountain was absolutely gorgeous. Since I wanted to have an early morning the next day, I decided to go back to the hostel. When I got there, one of the guys was in there, and he ended up being the person who was sleeping underneath me, and we were just talking, and I told him how I was on a mission to find a leather bag because my tote bag tore and the Urban Outfitter was hurting my arm. I wake up to this. He gave me a tote bag. I'm pretty sure he already had it because it was kind of dirty on the inside, but he gave me this tote bag, and he left a little note, and it was honestly a great way to start my day. And he was already gone because he was traveling to a new city. That was super nice of him, and it started my day off strong. Came across this really pretty bridge and took photos. I want to say it's called the Hangman's Bridge, and there's a whole history thing behind it. Very interesting. There was a tour going on, and there was I don't know if I can say the word for it on YouTube. There's one of those, and I was trying to listen to the tour, and then I went down this one strip where it's colorful buildings, and then I ended up making my way to a garden because I always have to make my way. It was a very small garden, but it was super pretty, and then there was a cafe right there, so I decided to get something to eat, and I got waffles with banana and Nutella, and it had ice cream on top, and I also got a chai tea. Overall, the cafe had really cute dessert, probably meant for kids, but still super cute. After that, I decided to make my way to the documentation center for the Nazi party, and I ended up booking on Get Your Guide a self-guided tour, and I didn't know where I was going, and I ended up walking into this museum, and the guy was like, you need a ticket. I was like, oh, but I'm doing a tour, and he told me to go ask the information booth, and they're like, oh yeah, no, you can go up there. The one guy ended up being right. He took the lady at the informations booth word for it, and I didn't know until I was halfway through the museum and realized I actually wasn't supposed to be there because the tour wasn't making sense and the map wasn't making sense. So the map was technically just to do the whole outside facility, which if I knew it was just a guided tour of the outside, I would have not spent the 10 euros, but I basically got a free tour of the museum and the walking tour, which was super nice because I feel like it made up for the 10 euros that I spent on the self-guided tour. And then I had to get to the train station today, got on a train, missed a train because my second train was delayed, so then I missed my third train, which it took me 3 trains to get an hour from Nuremberg to Rothenburg, which is a very old, quaint, cute town, and I absolutely love it so far. About 30 minutes for the other train. It was a small train station. There was no bathrooms. They were getting worked on. So this person said, oh, go to the hotel. You might have to pay. And I was like, that's fine. When you walk into the hotel, it was kind of like a cafe. I ended up getting myself a pretzel with butter, and it was delicious. I don't know what type of salt that was. It was the best thing I ever had. I'm gonna be thinking about that pretzel a lot. And since I bought something, I could just go to the bathroom, and then I had time to eat my pretzel, and then by the time I finished my pretzel, the train arrived. So it ended up working out. I originally wanted to get a hotel when I was in Rothenburg, but the price just didn't make sense, and there's only one hostel. And I told myself if anything was rated below an 8 on Hostel World, I would not stay at it. And I've been sticking to that, but since this was the only hostel and it was 35 euros, I walk in. First off, they let me check in early because I'm the only one there, and I'm in a female only dorm. And I will say I do like that breakfast is included. Most hostels it's not, and it's an additional fee, and usually that additional fee is pretty pricey. So I'm excited to see how breakfast is tomorrow. But this place, I don't even know if I should laugh or what. I feel like I'm back at Girl Scout camp. I need to remind myself, really, you did Girl Scout camp. You can do the bugs. You can do all that. Because first up, it's not that bad, but the hallways smell so bad. Thank goodness the bathrooms are on the outside. There's only 4 outlets in the entire dorm, which there's 8 beds. Since I was the first one, I made sure I claimed one that had an outlet close to it's at the foot of the bed. Then I had to go downstairs because you have to make the bed, so I had to go downstairs to get my sheets. Thank goodness inside the actual room it smells a little bit better than the hallway, because the hallway smells like a sewage system and there's no air conditioning. But thankfully it's pretty cool here. There's a guy's toilet and then there's a girl's toilet. It smells so bad in those bathrooms. It literally smells like a sewage system. One side there's a guy's bathroom with 2 showers, and then on the other side there's 2 girl showers with sink, and the view outside the shower is honestly so insane. It kind of makes up for how disgusting the bathroom and just the place is. The people at front desk were super friendly and super nice, but it could use some work. And there was also an ant trap. Now that you're caught up on my way here, I feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie. Christmas in July. I love it. The streets are beautiful. There's fun, cute little shops. And now I'm in this garden area. There was people playing music earlier. There's so many flowers. There's so many butterflies. I don't know if you've noticed or if there's been any that have been in the back of the shot. And then this is my view right now. I don't even know if you can fully see, but this is a whole castle wall, and the hostel I'm staying at is right over there. I was filming right there, but I just want to point this out. Fire, water, earth, air. There's the little sculptures. And then you have spring, summer, winter, fall. I love that so much. And I think tomorrow morning I'll be back in this area to watch sunrise, because I think this would be a good spot for sunrise, because I want to wake up early so I can take photos, because it's impossible with the amount of people that are here. This was the entrance into the beautiful garden, and the fact you walk through that, you see all these amazing pretty flowers. You have amazing views on either side, and it's so green. I literally feel like I'm in a fairy tale. It's so crazy. Back in the hostel, I went and got dinner. I had a beer, and then I also had this pasta dish that had peas, zucchini, cheese, and mozzarella. And I devoured that thing so quick. It was so good. And then I just walked back because I want to wake up early in the morning, and I for sure thought there was gonna be another person in here but it is literally just me. I just got back from the shower. I decided to check Hostel World. On Hostel World, you're able to see who's going and it shows like the country the person's from, and then if their profile picture is public, you can see like the profile picture. There's one other person, and in the Hostel World group chat, because every time you book the hostel, the hostel has a group chat that you just automatically get joined to. The last conversation, beginning of June. This place is huge. Like tomorrow, I'll show you the outside of this place. It's massive. But back there, there's no one. Okay, one other person that I had not even seen. Anyways, I'm gonna brush my hair and try to get a little settled in and then prep everything so I can wake up early tomorrow. But at least the view, amazing. It's so pretty. It's the next day and this has to be one of the most photogenic spots in Germany. Are you kidding me? Also, I survived last night, clearly. Running on a few hours of sleep, but this is so worth it. I want it to get a little lighter before I start trying to take photos. So cool. And so pretty. Downtown. This whole town is just a giant Hallmark movie. Oh my gosh. Every angle just hits different and you have to get every single angle. See, I miss waking up super early. That's the one nice thing, that I didn't have to worry about waking anyone in the room up. And I know that's not a big deal because everyone's on their own schedule in hostels. Plus, there hasn't been a reason really for me to wake up early. This is like the main square area. I want to take photos everywhere because it's insanely gorgeous. I should have brought an outfit change. So originally, after I took photos at that one spot, because it's very well known and it gets very busy. I mean, all of this gets very busy. This morning when I woke up, I didn't even want to get up and I said, Haley, you're gonna regret it if you don't. So I got up, I'm here, and I thought the second I was done taking those photos, I was gonna go crawl back into bed. No. I feel alive. I feel alive. That's the great thing about waking up early in the morning. You just feel so good. Yesterday I took photos next to this little car, but this shop is super cute. It was the winter like wonderland. This town is straight eye candy. I have no idea what's gonna be on the other side of this. And later today, we definitely will be looping around this entire thing because you can walk all along it. What? People live here? Towns like this hit so much better than Munich because they're just smaller, they're quaint, they're so cute. That's why I love Salzburg. I feel like it's kind of the same size. This is the serotonin that I needed. This is exactly what I needed. Look at this. Are you kidding me? I love how there's a random ping pong table. Sick. This playground is. I want to go play on it. Look at that. Wait, this is so fun. Oh my gosh. It's like a whole contraption to play in the sand. And then there's a mini one. Oh my gosh. This is so cute. Are you... Oh my gosh. I'm looking at these. These look so fake. They literally don't look like they're real. What? I made it to this church and I was Googling what was important about this because you can tell the finger has been rubbed. People tug the finger for good luck. There we go. This is about to be very immature of me, but watching that footage, I'm just picturing my dad pull my finger and then, you know? Could you imagine if you pulled the finger and then the statue just made that noise? Oh my gosh. This is so cool. The entire map of Rothenburg, and we are right there. That's so cool. At 7:30, free breakfast starts at the hostel. This will be the moment of truth to see if anyone's even there. This is the backside of the hostel. So look how big it is. And there's no one. So that's into the basement where I had to get the sheets. It's super pretty though. My room is either that one or that one. Okay. Dang. What? Oh my gosh, there's so much. I'm so good. Got yogurt with oats and little chocolate things. And then I did get a banana. It's not ripe. Bread, peppers, cucumbers, salami, cheese, butter, orange juice. I ended up taking a nap. I ate the food wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good. The orange juice was watered down. And there was a family of 5. From 10:30 to 11:30, I heard kids screaming and running upstairs. So I was like, okay, there has to be a family, which kind of made me be a little bit at ease. While I was finishing up eating, there was an older couple and then another family of 3. There's people, I just haven't seen them or heard them. But then I came back to the room because I wanted to freshen up, and I was like, let me sit down and charge my phone and camera up just because I've already used so much for photos and videos, so it was kind of drained. And I'm sitting here and I was like, you know what, I could kind of close my eyes right now. And then I set an alarm and I slept for a little over an hour, but I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, and now I'm gonna freshen up and go back out. The thing is, I basically already walked the entire town. Honestly, that nap was needed because I didn't go to bed till 1, almost 2. Oopsies. Okay, the hostel is literally on the other side, and I did not come over here yesterday. Look at what I'm walking to. Are you kidding me? I went to go up these stairs, and I'm like, what's over here? Oh my gosh. Okay, it's a whole stage. What? This is so cool. Rothenburg is considered one of the most preserved medieval German towns, and honestly, the upkeep that they do has to be insane because it looks untouched for its time. I love this town so much. The bells are just everything. I love them. In the States, people be like, oh my god, we need a petition to turn them off. That's what would happen. There's the hostel. And here is that amazing view. Holy cow! Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. I made it to this tower. It was $2.50. And the views are insane, so let me show you. Breath, because walking up the stairs. This is all of Rothenburg inside the walls. Here it goes. I'm doing this. I'm like a little kid. And there's the playground that I was at this morning. Like, look at these steps. Could you imagine having to be in a rush? I feel like the camera really can't do these stairs justice. Like, it's steep. I made it back in the hostel. I just walked around. I did streets that I didn't go down yet, and I found a secondhand store, and I got a new bag, and everything that was in the tote bag is in here, which is actually insane. Honestly, I could have spent hours in that thrift store because there was bins for $4, $5, $10. There was a lot of cute stuff. Did want a bag because I'm in Europe. I need to be trendy. I don't want to just have the tote bag, and I will still keep the tote bag because on travel days I'm gonna throw all my extra stuff in the tote bag. But this is it. It was originally $29.95, and I looked at her and I said, will you do this for $20? And she said, it's real leather, I'll do $25. And I was like, fine. because it's cute. It's super cute. It's in great condition. The inside is adorable, and the biggest thing I love is that there's a zipper, because with the tote bag, anyone can stick their hand in it. This gives you extra security, and the pattern on the inside is me. When I opened it, that was my done deal. This thing, I don't know what this is, but it is thick. It's heavy. It's super cute. And then I added my little scarf to this. Another thing I went into this pottery shop, and I was just talking to the guy. He makes everything, and he was just kind. And since I was in there for a while, I was like, I can't walk out with nothing. Okay, I can't do it. I was gonna try to get something for my mom and dad. Since my parents are grandparents, there was a mug that said Opa, and I was hoping there was gonna be an Oma mug so they could each have mugs, but my dad, I don't think even drinks out of a mug. My mom does. If my mom wants this, she can have it. I don't know if I even want to unwrap it all. I thought about getting two, but then I was like, okay, the weight to ship this is gonna be so expensive. So I just got one. Plate was $8.50 and the little teacup was $11. And yeah, it's just so cute, and the guy was so nice. I couldn't. So if my mom does want this, she can have it. And I love how it's stamped with Rothenberg underneath on both. See, I knew I shouldn't have unwrapped it. The tape isn't taping anymore. Went ahead and I made it I eat because it's still too early for me to eat, but I'm also like oh my gosh. This is so good. It kind of tastes like a donut, but a crunchy donut. Back in the garden spot, looking out at this view. We have over here, I'm just like sitting on this wall. Don't worry, it's not that big of a drop. Anyways, I did bring the Urban Outfitter bag because I wasn't sure if they charge for bags here, and they do, and I'm not paying 30 cents for a bag when I have one. And since I walked all the shops yesterday, I knew if I didn't see things in other shops today that I wanted to go back and get the things that I wanted to today. And I can't show you any of these things because they're gift related, but I do want to say I just can't get over how much of a Hallmark movie I am in. The fact that it's Winter Wonderland, Toyland, and it's amazing. Like, it's so... I went back into that one Winterland shop, and I came to sit over here for a little bit because I like it over here. It's so pretty. This is just the view. I'm gonna miss it. This makes me not want to go into any type of cities. Looks like I won't be eating at the pizza place because it is fully booked when there was literally only one person in there. Well, one table in there. I'm like, I'm one person, I can finish fast. So it looks like I won't be having my cheap pizza and beer, which I'm kind of bummed out about. So now I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because the place across from it also does pizza, and it's like, it was double the price. Like, do people still go there? Because I wouldn't. It's the next day. Let me catch you up from what I last filmed, which I believe it was me walking the streets. And then I came across this other place. Very, very small. Not as aesthetically pleasing, but they had pizza. It was €2 more than the original place I wanted to go to. So I was like, this is it. This is where I'm going. And it ended up being so nice. There's local people in there that were chatty and talkative. So that's why I just filmed little clips and I didn't film any talking. I got a salami pizza. It was huge and I ate the entire thing. I think the guy who made it was shocked that I ate that entire thing, plus I finished a beer, and that beer, massive. Usually get the size down from that, and that's why I thought I ordered, because it was €4.20. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be a small one. No, that was 2 glasses of beer for €4.20. And yes, I finished the entire thing, and as I was done with the pizza and I still had my beer, the guy who made the pizza started handing out tea. I forgot what he called it because he said it in Dutch. You're supposed to drink it it after you eat a large meal. So I did, and it was good, and it was super kind of him. And then after that, I just walked around. I ended up walking on the outside of the castle, on the other side, and it was so pretty, super green. I was making my way towards where you could see the sunset better. I sat there for a little bit, and then I could hear music, and I knew it was in the town square. So I ended up walking to the town square. I sat on the steps, listened to the music, and it's just so different. I love towns like this that are just small. And then I started to make my way back to the hostel, and seeing the castle lit up at night and the walls, it's just so pretty, and it's so different during any time of the day, from first light to sunrise to sunset to last light to nighttime. And then I make it to the hostel, people are there. I was like, what is this? I guess it's the weekend, because technically it was Friday. And actually seeing people in the lobby, outside the hostel, going up and down the stairwells, I was like, okay, so I wasn't crazy. One other person that ended up being in the room, I didn't see her or talk to her because she came in really late. I went down for breakfast, and on my way down to breakfast, I brought my sheets because I didn't want to have to carry my bags and then carry the sheets when I was checking out. I dropped that down, and then I got my breakfast. I basically had the same thing, I just didn't get the orange juice. I got water that had lemon, cucumber, and mint, and it was really good. Better than the orange juice. And when I was done, I saw this Nutella waffle thing, so I took one, and I'm gonna have it later. And then I went back upstairs, grabbed the rest of my stuff, and then I headed down, checked out, and she asked me how everything was, and I straight up told her, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, when I checked in and there was no one, it was spooky, because I was like, am I the only guest? And then I made the trek to the train station. I took 3 different trains to get to this city, and the reason why I picked this city is because I want to get work done. The hotels were a lot nicer, and they're cheap. The only time I spend the money on hotels is usually once a week, and I do for one night, but I am staying in this one for 2 nights because it was cheap, and then one of the nights I just used points, so technically I'm only paying for one night. When I'm in the hotel, I can actually cherish it because I'm in here getting work done, and I feel like my money's not going to waste because I'm in the hotel. That's what's so nice about hostels. They're so cheap, and I'm literally there just to sleep and shower. I'm at this. I'm gonna go to the grocery store, get some stuff because I'm not gonna eat out, and there's an Aldi right here, and Aldi is cheap in the States, but Aldi in Europe, it's so cheap. It is literally so cheap. I'm gonna get a few things for today and tomorrow because there is a mini fridge, and then there's a microwave in the lobby, and then I'm gonna figure out my game plan. I've kind of noticed that I'm doing a new country a week, so I think we'll be in a new country this next week. I need to figure that out.